Ahoy there, Captain Benzie here, coming at you with another episode of Hard to Port, the series where I take a look at various different Android ports of classic video games and let you know whether or not I think they made that jump to Android well, or whether they were apparently hard to port. Yes, it's a terrible joke, it doesn't get any better each time I repeat it, but I'm going to keep repeating it anyway, because I like bad nautical jokes. Anyway, today we are going to be looking at Blazing Star, an SNK Neo Geo classic from around about 1998. Before we jump in, if you do enjoy this video, let me know by hitting a like on it, consider subscribing to the channel for all things mobile gaming, and for more of this Hard to Port series. Certainly check out the playlist, there's a ton more where this one came from. Let me know what kind of games you'd like to see me play in the future, what kind of content you'd like to see me make, if there's a particular game you're playing and enjoying, or one that you want to get my opinion on, let me know down below. I will do my best to fit it into my schedule, give it a try, and do a little video on it. Love having a chat with you guys as well about all things mobile gaming, so do come and find me on your social media channels of choice. I've got a whole load of them listed down below at the bottom of this video right now and in the description, so come find me, let's chat. Anyway, all that said and done, let's talk about Blazing Star. Now, this is kind of following on from my Darius Burst video and R-Type. It's another one of those side-scrolling space shooters that I'm so believably fond of. I don't actually think I've ever played this one like on an arcade. Certainly I've played it on, I'm sure it was a Neo Geo collection of some sorts, either on the GameCube or PlayStation 2 or something like that I originally played this. I've not really had much chance to dabble in it. I saw that it was available on the Google Play Store, SNK being one of my favourite developers and publishers, so you know what, download it, hit record on the mic, and let's just jump in and see my thoughts. So anyway, let's have a look. As usual, I go into the settings first, just to see what we have available. If there are any quality settings, looking at the buttons. Okay, so we can change the size of the controls and their opacity. I'm going to turn the opacity down a little bit. We can go for pad control. I prefer pad to touch where possible on these kind of things. Cool, so let's come back out. Video options, are there anything there? We can add the scan lines, always worth doing. Full screen video filtering, yep, I'm good with all that. Sound is a decent level. Let's jump right in. Main mission. Okay, so we've got our different settings here. I'm going to go in with medium, we're going to go with pad control, auto fire is off, we're going to go arcade mode because this is what I remember. Now, there should be multiple ships to choose from, I believe. So there we are, red is our shoot, stick to move, different upgrades for different abilities. We know the basics, you hold it down and you can let out a big charge, just like in R-Type. Cool, we're good with that. Okay, let's skip through this and see what happens. Yep, there we are. So we've got multiple different ships to choose from. Caster, speed level, standard, power type defensive, Kaoru, Naomi Y. Quite like the look of that one. Asayuki, speed level and power type difficult. Power type difficult, I'm not even sure what power type difficult means. Lifa, simple, and Windina. Okay, who should we go for in this one? Looking at the ships, let us go for power type technical. We're going to go right back to power type simple. I'm going to go in with Lifa. Let's see how she works. Get ready, the Desert of Grand Shell. We've got stick controls. Okay, it's kind of got the similar feel to the Metal Slug stick, as I mentioned it in that video. A is fire, B doesn't seem to do anything just yet. It's an crikey. It's an 8-way direction stick, which means there is a certain sort of clickiness to it, which is what cost me there. Not being able to respond quite quick enough because I haven't got used to the stick on this particular one. There we go. It's not bad. It's definitely stick control. And as I said, it's that typical Neo Geo 8-way, 8-direction stick. So there is going to be a certain amount of getting used to that. It's not bad. It's not terrible. It's a touch stick for certain. It's got every issue you would expect with a touch stick. And on a game like this, where you're kind of dodging everything and trying to nab those power-ups and kill enemies in a combo, as you can see, I am struggling a little bit. So I think this is going to go in the same bucket as Metal Slug, because it is that touch stick, in that it's a little bit clicky. It's going to take some getting used to, because it is trying to emulate the full 8-way direction stick, and you can see that by the fact that the stick has those little it highlights three of the directions that you're pointing the stick in as you move it. Now that's ever so slightly tricky to use. I am going to, on the next level, if I survive, because the big one is closing in, The big one. The big one is closing in. On the next level, or if I die to this, I am going to try out my jungle cat, which is of course sitting right next to me. I'm going to use that and see how we get on. Let's do a nice big charge. Bam! There we are. Okay, boss is just shooting at the ground. Not entirely sure why. Ow! Waking up. Continue. Yes, we are going to continue, which is done by tapping this screen. And looks like, oh, we can change between the ships that we saw before, so let's go for Dino. No, we'll stick with this winding. There we are. Now I am going to pause. This point, I am going to switch across to my jungle cat. I'll be back in a second to let you know how that feels. Okay, jungle cat connected. Let's go. So, need to find the right buttons, A and B. Again, D-pad and stick both work. Stick with this. Oh, crikey. Yeah, okay, so if you're using an analog stick on a controller, it is still locked to that 8-direction Neo Geo style. That is tricky to use. I'm going to stick with a D-pad because that gives me that little bit more control and a little bit more focus. And crikey, this is cool. I'm enjoying this. This is a little bit more bullet hell than perhaps R-Type and some of the others are. Obviously coming from a Japanese developer, an Eastern developer, rather than a Western. You beat it, your skill is great. Yes, yes it is. There is a certain emphasis on the difficulty and that kind of bullet hell right there. Rank D. Yes, I know, I'm terrible. Get ready, next stage. So using the D-pad this time, the Root of Nemesis. Funky little graphics, nice pixel art. I love SNK style games, like that Neo Geo sort of feel. Graphically, they've always, I find them really aesthetically pleasing. In a game like this is great fun. I get to hammer the firing button, blowing stuff up, picking up those pickups. Like, this isn't bad at all. And this was only, I think $1, maybe $2 on the Google Play Store. So it's very, very light on the wallet compared to Darius Burst, which was, as I said, a little bit more. But then again, Darius Burst is a more modern and I think more sizable game once you consider how much replayability that had, as I mentioned in that video. I'm not going to sit here and talk about it. If you're interested in Darius Burst, go watch that video. But this I'm really enjoying. Danger, danger, danger. It gives you the little warning that these big waves are coming through, because obviously once they've started, you can't get past them easily. Bang. Oh, didn't kill you in one hit. Killed me in one hit. Ow. Yes, we're going to continue. I've just got to find which button it is. Okay, we're going to tap the screen. That worked. So, to me, 100%, this is a great little game. I'm loving the graphics. Typical Neo Geo. Gameplay is great. The music is sparkly and everything you'd expect from sort of like an 80s anime. As I said, this game was actually done in the 90s. 1998. I'm pretty sure it was 98. Yo, big beeps, don't destroy me. There we go. But I love the art style. I love the music. It's a fun little game. But I think this is going to kind of fall into the Metal Slug area. That, yeah, this very much depends on whether or not you've got a controller that you like using. Now, for me, with a Jungle Cat, which I carry in my bag at all times, because it's nice and easy just to snap out, it's such a small little controller. I don't always even, like now, I'm not using it connected, not using it like an undocked Switch. I'm using it like a docked Switch. I've got the controller in my hand and the phone is in front of me as my screen. I love carrying my Jungle Cat around, and for games like this is the exact reason. Because I can just sit there and on a car journey, or if I'm waiting for something like, heck, you're at the doctor's office or whatever, on a bus or train or whatever, don't really do much of that here in Zim, but if I've got a few moments just sitting down and I'm not in Wi-Fi, a game like this, I can just pull out, go for a quick high score, and that said, I wonder if this one's got achievements. And worth, you just kind of pull it out and have a bit of fun with it, and oh, crikey, it's coming, destroyed the space colony. Okay. Big dude, or looks to be a big dude. There we go. Let's start shooting him. Dodge the attacks. Ooh, ooh. Dodge the orange coconuts. They look like coconuts, don't lie. Ow. Are you serious? Yes, I am. Will the game stop mocking me, please? I've not really played much of this one before, so don't judge me. I don't really know what the bosses and all that are doing. and I'm still getting used to it. You're a very poor player, really. That's just rude. I'm going to take one more Communion. Hey, poor player. Take one more credit, see how far I can do on this. It's definitely a tough game, so not one of those games to play if you're... Ow, are you serious? Why is this game mocking me so much? Not one of those games if you give up easily. This is very much like, for me, playing Ikaruga. I used to play that 5 stages over and over and over again. That looks like it's going to be a charge attack, some kind of beam. Something you can keep playing and going for the high scores. Something that you play not just to complete, but you play to perfect. Yep, there we are. Beam, as I said. Because these things always have beams, and there we go. That's me dead. No, I am going to uncontinue down to 0, because I don't want to have a full video of me doing this entire game. To me, that's a fun little game, and considering the price point of entry, that I would say is better than R-Type. Even with just the touch controls, that is better than R-Type was. R-Type's touch controls were atrocious. This, they're going to take a bit of getting used to, but they're not bad. They are definitely a stick and buttons, and if you play it as if it was stick and buttons, that's fine. With a controller, though, that definitely comes into its own, and I love the little... I love the little art style, and it's got Bluetooth multiplayer mode, which I think is you play and as one ship and your opponent plays as another ship. There we are, yep. Just like it is in like Garrow and the other SNK Android ports. It's done here with Bluetooth, which is pretty cool. Nice to see we've got that. Link it to the SNK fan page on Facebook. I need to check that out, actually. It might be worth jumping onto. Anyway, guys, let me know your thoughts on this particular one. Obviously, it's an SNK arcade classic. A little bit different from some of the other SNK games that I featured on this channel. I will do the Fatal Fury one at some point as well. I've been playing the Fatal Fury port quite a bit too recently. Different to R-Type, different to Darius Burst. A little bit cheaper than either of those were. Definitely, I think it shines best when you've got a controller. But if you like space shooters, well worth giving a little check out on this one. Of the 3 that I've done so far, I think Darius Burst still tops the list, but this comes in a decent second, way ahead of R-Type either way. Anyway, let me know your thoughts. If this is your kind of game, what do you think? How do you think this one looks? Do you play Blazing Star back in the arcades, or do you remember any Neo Geo collection that had this on? I really am interested to know where I originally played this one. But otherwise, let me know your thoughts below in the comment section. Come find me on your social media of choice. You all know the drill by this point in time. Let me know your thoughts. Otherwise, thank you for watching right up until this point. Happy sailing, and see you in... it's not really space. It's various different planets on this one, so see you wherever this is.